Hello, beautiful soul. So today starts the new moon, and it is the hawk moon of integrity. And I know what you might be saying today is not the new moon yet. There's something I want to show you. I'm outside of one of my favorite cafes, and they just bought me a wonderful quiche and breakfast. So this is going to be short. Yet, I have been thinking about this for the last 2 days, so I have to bring it to you. Now, I'm going to go on screen share. Don't mind the sound. I'm outside. I'm going to go on screen share and I'm going to show you the moon that we enter today. Hold on. Okay. Because you've got to get a visual of it. Here it is right here. Okay, so let's talk about this moon. As you can see, first of all, what is this? I know you may be saying that. What is this, Reverend Val? This is the 13 moon calendar of synchronicity. This is what we would call natural time based on the Mayan calendar. This is beyond being a system of, you could say, astrology because it is galactic in nature and it encompasses the moon and earth and more. Yet it is designed, this system is for you to be on natural time. And what do we mean by natural time? Natural time is governed by the cosmos, not the calendar we have, which is a fake calendar. You have some months that are 28 days, but sometimes it's 29. You have some days, months that are 30 days. You have some months that are 31 days. You have Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar fighting over months. They lengthened July because Augustus Caesar had 31 days for August, and Julius Caesar also wanted 31 days in his month. And Oct is really 8, but it's the 10th month. And we know Dec is 10, but it's the 12th month. Our calendar is screwy and it is based on human design, not cosmic order. And it's also, of course, based on taxation and things like that. So we have a fake calendar. And what is the problem with having, it's called, in this world, it's called artificial time. What's the problem with artificial time? Well, there are several problems with artificial time. Many dramatic, drastic problems that we don't consciously, uh, we may not consciously be aware of. Here's the first big problem with artificial time. We as humans, because we're out of sync with cosmic order and galactic order, we begin to run late, always running late, never on time, feeling like time is getting away from you. All of that is because the birds want to share my breakfast. Birds, I promise I'll give you some if you let me have it. I mean, I did pay for it, and you'll know I always share with you. Whoa, like every morning I share with y'all. So don't get crazy. They're gonna take my whole cinnamon roll. Anyway, I just had to have a conversation with the birds. You know me, I'm a witch. I just talk to everything. Anyway, always running late. We have an adversarial. This was me. I had an adversarial relationship to time. Therefore, running late, running out of time, can't get where you need to be on time, stuck in traffic. Why? We're out of sync. We're on artificial time. The next problem, so that's one thing, you're out of sync. The next problem is war, because artificial time causes people to be agitated and fight with each other because they're not understanding we are one cosmic family on the same rhythm as the entire cosmos. That's artificial time. Whereas in the law of time, if you want to see all about this, go to lawoftime.org. In natural time, based on the cosmos, the moon, the earth, the movements of the planets, all of those things that it says in Genesis that we're supposed to be using for our timekeepers and our rituals and our celebrations, it says it right in Genesis, that when you are in natural time, Time is art. So we have art or war. Which one would you prefer? Art or war? I chose art, not war. Peace, creativity, alignment. Okay, let's go further. Here's the third problem that occurs when we are not in sync with the entire galaxy, cosmos, and the universal order, which is natural for us. It's natural. You have biorhythms, they're synced up to the pulsations of the earth. Is natural if there was not an artificial construct that had been embedded in our subconscious from the time we were born, practically. You have to get rid of that. Okay. The third problem that comes from being on artificial time and not natural time is that you may be stopping your synchronicities or your manifestations because the universal order doesn't work on appointments and time, it works on synchronicity. Meditate on that. It works on synchronicity. What is synchronicity? That things are always coming together at the perfect time in the perfect way with the perfect people for the perfect purpose. You don't have to make things happen. So, because this is the third problem, because you're not on natural time, you're more on artificial time. We're partly on natural time. You want to get all the way on natural time. I'll show you how in a moment. This grid will help you. When you're on artificial time, you could miss a synchronistic event because you're so keyed into the calendar. I have to be here at this time and then there at that time. That's an egoic plan made up by the lower mind that doesn't know anything about God or the higher order or the cosmos. It just knows about itself. That's a very limited, tiny way to live. Whereas if you're on natural time, you're free. You feel the inner urge. I think I'll go to this cafe today. It's not on your agenda calendar. I have a calendar, of course. I like to keep things in order. I'm not saying abandon the calendar. I'm saying give priority. Let natural time take over the whole thing, including your calendar. You'll still have a calendar. It'll just be ordered according to natural time. Now, I write about all of this in my book. It's a video book called Decode Yourself. It sells like hotcakes. It's at my website, ValerieLove.com. Books. Go to books. And it's a whole workbook. I show you how to decode yourself. That is the first step to move from artificial time, rushing, roaring, agitation, something's off, it's not quite right, and missing your manifestations and your synchronicities because you're so tied into the calendar. And then when somebody's late, you're mad and you're wasting my time. You can't waste time because time is a construct. It doesn't even exist, right? It's a mechanism. It's not a reality in infinite knowingness. Time is not a reality in infinite knowingness. Infinite consciousness doesn't have time. Whereas when you on natural time, you will be in synchronicity with the all. And the all is you. So the only way you would be, if a calendar was never inserted into our mind, you'd be doing all this naturally and you'd be succeeding far beyond what you're succeeding now. When I moved myself to natural time many years ago, my life far got instantly better. Now, here is what you want to know when you decode yourself. And then I'm going to tell you about this moon that starts today and what you need to do about it. How to decode yourself. You are going to, let me pull it up on screen share. Let me make this easy. If you don't want to spend any money, invest in the book, which I highly recommend that you do invest in the book. It's okay because there is a version that is free. So I want to take you to lawoftime.org. Go there now. Lawoftime.org. Get off artificial time. Free yourself. Unchain yourself from that fucking calendar and that appointment book. You're not that important in the universe, and neither am I. We're just not. And you won't break the universe if you get rid of that crazy calendar that has you doing something every minute. It's all about doing. That's artificial time. And natural time is about beingness and having that awareness and having and being aligned so that you meet up with all your synchronistic events that are going to move your life forward in the direction is really designed to go by higher mind. Lawoftime.org/decode. Now, when you go there, and I've taught this many times, and we must revisit it until everyone is off artificial time. Help all your people decode themselves. You decode yourself. Help everyone off artificial time. Now, this is the Zolkeen, and all you want to do is put in your date of birth. So once you put in your date of birth, you're going to click decode. So I'm just going to go with today's date in case a person was born today. Actually, I'm going to go with today's date because today is my grandson, my oldest grandson's birthday, Ether. Hey, his name is Ether Titan Sewell. Everyone send love to my grandson, Ether Titan Sewell. Okay, anyway, we're going to go ahead with Ether's birthday, but we're going to do today's date. I won't put his year on here because he didn't give permission for that. Okay, so what you do, what you see when it comes up, this is what you're going to see. Now, what is this? First, it tells you on the 13 moon calendar, yes, there are 13 moons in a year, not 12. See, artificial time, there's not 12 months in a year, there's 13 moons. And the moons are exactly even. Do you see what this moon looks like right here? This is a moon. It goes 1 through 7, 8 through 14, 15 through 21, 22 to 28. The moon is not confused. We are. A moon knows it's 28 days. We're confused. We think a month is 31 days. How ridiculous is that? Okay? So 13 moons in 1 year, and each moon has a tone. Each moon has a totem. So if a person were born today, they would be born galactic moon 1, year of the blue rhythmic storm. We are currently in the year, if this all sounds Greek to you, don't worry. Just get the book, Decode Yourself, and it'll start coming to you. It took me years to start to really understand this based on Mayan astrology. This is the year of the blue rhythmic storm. And today, this would be your galactic signature. This is the part where you decode yourself. Your galactic signature always starts with a kin. A kin is that number right there, 215. There are 234 kin. And somewhere in there, you have a number. Go find your kin. So I'm kin 234. And if you notice something, my kin is coming up on Friday. No, this is not Friday. This is Cilio. This is Wednesday. Wednesday, February 26th. No, Wednesday, February 20th. Wednesday, February 20th. Here's my kin. My kin is 234. This is my kin. I am kin number 234, white cosmic wizard. When I read that, I was like, oh, well, there we have it. It was uncanny. So I guess you could sort of think of it as your astrological sign in Mayan astrology. Not really, kind of, sort of. So your galactic signature is always going to be a color, and there's only 4 colors: blue, red, yellow, and white. There's only 4 colors. So it's either going to start with blue something, red something, yellow something, white something. There's only 4. You don't have a purple something or a green something. That doesn't exist. And if you notice, they are perfectly aligned on this calendar. Look at the blue. The blue goes straight down like there's a pattern. You see the red, white, blue, yellow. There's a pattern because this is natural time. Therefore, it's not scattered all over the place, unpredictable, which makes your life unpredictable. This is not hard because it's natural for you. It's natural for you to arise with the sun. It's natural for you to get sleepy at night. It's natural for you to gaze up at the moon when it's full. All of this is completely already encoded in yourself because you are a galactic being. You are not just of Earth, you're of the stars, you're of the galaxy. You are extraterrestrial. Okay? Now, the middle word in your galactic signature is your tone. There are 13 tones. And I won't go into all 13 tones right now because that's a whole nother conversation of itself. Yet I put it in the book. Get the book. And the book is a video book. That means that when you buy the book, it's an ebook. You buy the ebook. You can buy it in paperback too on Amazon so that you can go through it. And I tell you where to get the videos. It's a video book. So when you are going through the book, I tell you, read this, do this, look at this picture. Now go to the video and watch the video for this thing. And I walk you through it step by step. That's why people love that book. And it sells like hotcakes. Now, on both my website and on Amazon. And if you buy books from authors, if you can buy it from their own website, that's always great. It benefits the author. But you can buy it on Amazon too. All right. Now, resonant, the middle word is your tone. So there are 13 tones. Resonant is the tone that you came in on. I view the tones, the 13 tones, and the law of time, I view these as sort of like waves of energy that you ride in on. And when you come in on the resonant tone, you will naturally vibe with other people who are on the resonant tone. The last one corresponds to the first one. So blue eagle is what we call a solar seal. I know this is a lot. Don't expect to understand all of this right now as I'm talking about it. Just know that it will all come to you the more you study it. Like the first time you looked at algebra, you didn't instantly understand all of algebra. So I don't understand why people think that in spirituality you're supposed to understand everything like just like that. And then they get frustrated. Well, I don't understand what that means. Well, what does that mean? And they're asking all these questions. And in my mind, I'm thinking, did you do that when you were in school? No, you went in school the first day and they said A, 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 practice A. And you're like, I can't write A. I can't write A. But you weren't saying, but what's after A? Well, why do I have to know A? But what happens if I don't understand A? You didn't ask that. You were in your childlike wonder and you were like, A, A. You thought all existed was A. And then they told you there were 25 more. What? Next is B. Oh, wow, B? This is amazing. A, I, A. It has a sound. It has a sound to go with this symbol on the paper. You were such in childlike wonder, and then we became adults, and our conscious mind took over. But what does that mean, and how does that work, and what? And it turned that shit off, so you can actually thrive. Okay. Blue Eagle is the solar seal. There are 20 solar seals. I know there's a lot of sound out here. I apologize for not having perfect sound because I'm outdoors. I love being outdoors. 20 solar seals. What is a solar seal? A solar seal is more like an archetype. Blue Eagle is an archetype. Now, do you notice 20 and 13? When you put them together, 20 times 13, you come up with 234. There are 234 possibilities of the 13 tones and the 20 solar seals. Does that make sense? Okay. Even if it doesn't, it's okay. Give yourself time. You'll get it. You'll get it. Now, this is your galactic signature because when you come to one of our events, if you come to the Christian Witches Convention, we have everyone get in their clans. And remember, I said there's 4 colors? Well, the colors are the clans. This person, if they were born today, would be in the Sky Clan because blue is the Sky Clan, red is the Blood Clan, Yellow is the fire clan, and white, which is mine, is the truth clan. I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up. It's like so perfect. Now, besides you having your kin number, your galactic signature, and sometimes when the family members come around and we're at our events and I say, okay, what's your galactic signature? Um, Purple eagle flying over crystals. Like, come on, Blue. Let's get it right. Let's blue resonant eagle. When I see you face to face and I ask you what is your galactic signature, I need you to say Kin 234 White Cosmic Wizard. That's what I need you to say. I need you to say Kin 215 Blue Resonant Eagle. Practice it. Then there's more, and this is the last piece I'm going to tell you before we hop back to the moon. I just had to give this sort of, oh, what do you call it, preamble. Now, this right here is going to be a 5 or 6 line affirmation, or you could say a 5 or 6 line declaration, or what I like to call it is your mantra. What would be the mantra of a person born today? So, all the babies that are born today, this is your mantra. Here it is. I channel in order to create. This is Blue Resonant Eagle speaking. Inspiring mind. I seal the output of vision, because Eagle is all about vision, with the resonant tone of attunement. That's that middle word right there. The resonant tone is the tone of attunement. I am guided by the power of accomplishment. Blue eagle, blue hand. My son is a blue hand, which is not surprising. He's an artist. I'm like, wow, he's always using his hand. He's blue hand. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. He is blue magnetic hand. And magnetic, that middle word, is one of the 13 tones that you came in on. He is blue magnetic hand, and magnetic is the tone of purpose. So if he does not live on purpose, he will suffer in this lifetime, because the magnetic tone is all about purpose. And that's all you need to think about. If you came in on the magnetic tone, that's all you need to think about is your purpose in the entire universe and the cosmos. What purpose would the universe have you fulfill? What is your purpose? That's all you need to focus on. I am on the cosmic tone. My galactic signature, once again, is Kin 234, White Cosmic Wizard. The cosmic tone is all about presence. Be here now. Presence. Be in your body and be present in this current moment. Like, all of this is code for your whole life. That's why you have to decode yourself. Okay? I seal the output of vision with the resonant tone of attunement. I am guided by the power of accomplishment. So that is an example of a galactic signature. Now, let's go to the moon we're in today, and then I'm going to conclude because I have a class coming up that's starting right now for myself. I'm not teaching a class, I'm in a class, because great teachers have to be great students. Now, as you can see here, it's a little blurry. I'll fill you in on what it is if you're not seeing it clearly. This is the 8th moon of the 13th. And I know you might say, well, we just started the year in January. How are we already in the 8th moon? I know, right? Because they fiddled with time. The year doesn't start in January. Everything's dead in January. We already know the year starts in spring. And then in this system, the year starts in summer. Okay? The year starts when the other year ends, July 25th. And then we have a day out of time. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Right now, we're talking about, so you go from July, and this is currently February. So now you can understand why we're in the 8th moon. The 8th moon, and I'm going to come back to you on March 7th with the 9th moon, so that until you really get this, and until our whole community really starts to understand what this means and can apply it. It's not enough to have an intellectual grasp of this. That won't do. That won't do with anything in spirituality. You must have the realization. It has to live in your molecules. It has to be how you flow. It's a beingness. It's how you flow, and how you flow will change dramatically when you exit artificial time and bring yourself home to natural time. Now, this is the eighth moon. It goes from February 7th to March 6th of 2025. Now, the dates will change a little tad bit next year when we're in the eighth moon. So anytime we're in the eighth moon, you can always come back to this video. It'll last forever. Anytime the eighth moon starts, come back to this video. What is the totem of the eighth moon? Hawk. And hawk in this system, I know hawk means a lot of things to a lot of people. Hawk is a powerful totem. Hawk, I remember when I was young growing up in New York, and we used to go, we used to I was home and people would come inside super cold. They would be like, "Whoo, the hawk is out." And I used to go outside when I was a kid, and I used to look around for the hawk that everybody was talking about until I realized one day it's an expression, Valerie. Oh, because kids, we don't understand all these things people are talking about. And so I'm looking for a hawk. So I'm very familiar with hawk. And what did hawk mean? When they say, "Ooh, the hawk is out," and they were shivering, it meant that there was a penetrating, piercing, cold wind. Hawk was not just about, "Oh, it's winter outside. Oh, it's cold outside." That there was something actually so penetrating and so pervasive that you couldn't get away from it. If you were outside and the hawk was out, the hawk was going to get you. The only way you would protect yourself from the hawk is you go inside. You don't try to fight with hawk. You don't try to tell the wind, "Stop, wind." Some people do that, but I'm not talking about that in this video. Hawk. And here's the question I'm going to leave you with for this moon. This is what you're going to do in this moon. You're going to ask yourself every day. I'm going to be asking myself this every day, every moment of every day during this moon, this eighth moon, this hawk moon. Do I live what I believe? Because hawk is about integrity. And that's a powerful, powerful principle for me, even from inner visions. Integrity. Hawk is about integrity. So all this month, you get to ask yourself, is what I'm doing in integrity with what I believe, with what I know to be true? Is what I'm eating right now in integrity? Examine your life for integrity. And it will not be perfect. None of us are perfect with integrity. I'm certainly not. Bring it more and more into integrity. Now, I'm going to end with this. And by the way, I did tell you that my kin, and another reason why you want to know your kin is you want to know if your kin is coming up during the moon that we have. My kin is coming up during this eighth moon right here. It's kin 234. So you want to understand natural time. And really, it's not even an understanding. It's coming home. Everything is spirituality, as far as I've discovered thus far in these decades. It's really about letting go. It's not about learning something, trying to do something right. It's really about letting go of all the crap that has been stuffed in our brains that's simply not true, and coming home to true essence. Because true essence already knows what to do. Intelligence is already encoded in your being by the infinite source. That's powerful. Thank you, Spirit. So examine your life for integrity. Do I really live what I believe? Am I really saying to people what I really know I am led to say from in here? Am I really walking out what I know to be true in the universal order? Am I causing myself to compromise on my integrity? Am I saying yes to things that I really want to say no to, or that I know in here is not for me? Am I letting myself off the hook because there's something I know I am to be doing, yet I'm making an excuse, or I am resisting doing it? This is the moon that you stop all that, because guess what? The hawk is out. I love you, and I will see you next time. ValerieLove.com. Now we're going to come off screen share, and I'm going to bid you a beautiful, blessed day. A beautiful, blessed day. I love you. I love you. I love you. Share this with all of your family members, all of the people that are around you in your world and in your life. And I'm going to go to my class. Mwah. Peace. Guys, yeah. Valerie.